Welcome to the back office. I'm Delana Dillon, the founder and creative director of Signify Marketing, and this is where you sit in on real strategy. Each episode, we step inside active businesses and have real conversations about marketing, growth, leadership, and the decisions shaping what happens next. No one has it fully figured out, but we are building anyway. And today, we're sitting down with Ashley Beers, owner of Anchored in Hope Therapy. Ashley is a licensed professional counselor and business owner. And in this episode, we're talking about not only building a therapy practice, which she has done, but also the emotional realities of entrepreneurship that we can all relate to. So the pressure, the pivots, burnout, identity, and resilience that business owners often experience behind the scenes. So Ashley, thank you for being here today.
Thank you for asking me.
Yes. Okay, so you have, this is not your first rodeo.
No.
You've been around being in Anchored in Hope, but also outside of that for a while. So give us a little bit of the backstory of Anchored in Hope, where you've been, where you are, and then we'll get into where you're going. But
okay. I founded Anchored in Hope in 2016.
Yes.
So we hit our 10-year anniversary this February.
So exciting.
And I would say we started small. I think we had 3 clinicians at that point. And we have been in 3 different buildings now, 3 locations. And now we have 16 therapists.
Wow.
So yeah, from small beginnings come great things.
So from day one, you had multiple therapists.
Mm-hmm.
So is that how you knew you wanted to present this business? Because sometimes people will start off on their own and then it kind of evolves. But from day one, you knew you wanted to build a center, a place.
Yes. So my first location was, I think, 5 total offices. So we knew at that point in time, we wanted to be a presence and have multiple therapists. It kind of took off quicker than I expected.
Yeah.
So
it's a good feeling.
Right. So we kind of grew out of that building before we grew out of the lease.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So, it's been a process of making it work, office sharing and doing things like that. But yeah, I would say from the beginning, it was a group practice goal for sure.
Yeah. Well, was there any point, because I've heard that sometimes in growing, there's like certain thresholds. So I feel like there might be even that whenever it came to adding to your team. Was there a certain point where it's like you kind of jumped up to this number as far as therapist goes, and then there might have been certain points along the way that really caused some shifts, because like you said, office sharing, all these kinds of things. Was there some of those, I guess, thresholds of like, okay, when we hit this many therapists, we had to really make some shifts because the team's growing, expanding?
Yeah. I'm trying to think back because there were just a lot of, I always say that business ownership it's not linear, right?
Yeah.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah.
And sometimes that spectrum is an explosion and sometimes that spectrum is stagnant. So within it, I'm trying to go back in my head and remember, but I do know that, when we were growing out of the first building, I had the goal of getting the next building to be just a little bigger than we needed. And due to where we were supposed to go, the sale of that whole complex, that lease wasn't executed. We had like 4 weeks to find something.
Oh my goodness.
So,
no pressure.
You also have to look at things like what's important for helping profession or any market really is what are the comparables? What are the comps? For us, we built insurance. What's the zip codes? What zip codes are flooded? What zip codes are not? And looking at where do we want to be? And we had already created a really healthy footprint in South Tulsa. So I knew I wanted to stay in South Tulsa. So our second location we went into it knowing it was a temporary location. We made it work, but we got to the point where it was not working anymore. And I didn't want to enter into another lease or another building that we were just going to then have to grow out of again. I wanted to find somewhere that we could call home.
Yeah.
And that's how we
And this is definitely home. Like this space is beautiful. If you are in Tulsa, explain exactly where you are now, because this building is gorgeous. The space, I mean, you just like being here. It's beautiful.
So we are in Bixby zip code, South Tulsa, 126th and Memorial-ish. We're in, it's called South Memorial Business Park.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buildings being built in this area right now. But this building in particular, I think was the second building.
Oh, yeah. It was one of the OGs.
Yeah. And we just took the whole building. Oh, it's been nice to have just our own space.
Yeah. And you obviously know the market better than I do, but from an outside perspective and just living in Bixby, it's not a very saturated with therapy in Bixby. Like, I think people have to go to Tulsa a lot of times to get a therapy center type thing.
It's growing. And I think there are a lot of smaller practitioners that work within Bixby. And there's a lot of second or third, like extended locations.
Yeah.
In Bixby, I like Bixby because the 74008 area code was one that I was going for specific credentialing. And it also puts us in, so like being native, it puts us still within the creek.
Yeah.
Creek rule. So, it has opened up some availability within different markets for insurance and contracts.
Yeah. And these are all things that you have to be thinking about whenever you're having a therapy center. Also, so I don't know if you included two people-ish in your count of therapists, but you have some bonus therapists that are newer to they're actually not that new now, but I feel like people are still finding out about our furry therapists.
Yes. So we have 2 sloths.
Like animals?
Yeah,
sloths.
Right. Yeah. People are like, so how did you get to this point? And I always say, this is what ADHD looks like, right? So having been in having some connections within exotics, and so in high school, volunteering at Safari Joe's.
Oh, yes.
Yes, right?
Yes.
Meeting some people, and then through college did some transportation for like owner surrenders or compensations. So I, was notified just through a conversation that these 2 sloths, so Shiloh was confiscated from a non-fermented breeder. They went to a facility for their 30-day quarantine and vet care. And then I, in having a conversation with a friend, found out about them. And I had just had to retire my therapy dog, Bernie's mountain dog, because she has arthritis and she's 10.
Yeah.
So at 130 pounds, getting her in and out of the car is impossible.
Well, but so you had therapy animals before.
Right. Yeah. And I was like, well, I kind of want it so beneficial, but I didn't want to, get another dog to replace Nadia. So my ADHD brain was like, oh, it would be fun too. Sloths it's way more amazing than I could have ever even dreamed or expected. They are, we have to respect their needs. So they are actually adopted under my nonprofit. And then we do some encounters, but they're pretty limited out of respect for the animals' needs. But any encounters go to our scholarship fund. And the scholarship fund is a mental health scholarship fund through Enduring Hope Inc., where if someone has a really high deductible or their insurance is lapsed, they can apply for it works kind of like an EAP. They can apply for sessions to be covered by the scholarship fund.
Yeah.
So, it works that way. But yeah, the sloths are pretty amazing in the sense that they really do elicit calm. They make you slow down. They
You
make
have to. They're so slow.
Yeah, they make you regulate yourself. They help us learn body awareness, boundaries, mindful eating, mindfulness, and
Very true.
yeah. And Shiloh's been great with trauma recovery. So
I think that's true because even just seeing them, I think because their pace is slow, it causes, everything inside you to be like, pause, slow down.
Yeah. I named Shiloh because I can explain to kids she's shy. So we have to go low and slow.
Yeah.
And Simon is Simon for Simon Says. So when we're working, let's say we're working with the kiddo on self-awareness and regulation, then we're able to really get those skills displayed, right? We can implement them and practice them in with the sloths. And hey, like, where's our voice tone? Okay, where's our body movements? Because we have to act like a sloth.
Yeah.
So it's been pretty
So fun.
Yeah.
You are a licensed, get me the professional counselor. Is that's the right credentials?
Right.
So when you went through all that process to get the licensing, was it immediate that you knew that you wanted to be an entrepreneur and a business owner? No? How did that evolve? Like, how did that come about?
I think everybody, we all come out of school going, one day I'm going to have a private practice. And we look at it like it's this big prestigious thing. And then you get into it and you're like, holy crap, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
So I worked in the community. I actually was employed by Tulsa Public Schools and worked within the school district for almost a decade. And then did community mental health. And in that, I continually felt frustrated that I did not have the autonomy to serve my clients in a way that I felt was with the most fidelity.
Yeah.
Because unless it's billable,
Yeah.
or unless it brings you productivity, sometimes other agencies, clinics, whatever, they're not in big support of you going to an IEP meeting for your client unless it's billable, right? And then there's the productivity monster that's constantly breathing down your neck. So I feel like a lot of community mental health therapists are really overworked.
Oh, yeah.
In caseload. And there's not a lot of niche opportunities. And then I felt frustrated because there was always a new initiative, right? Like,
Yes.
oh, well, now we're going to do this.
Yes.
Oh, well, now we're going to, and it's like, well, for you, that's one paper. For me, it's one paper now on top of 30. So it just felt very entrapping. So I got to the point where I was like, I don't want to work for the man anymore. And wanted to create a place where it was clinician centered, so that's kind of where Anchored in Hope came from. And then I was in a meeting and someone had a shirt on that was where I have this, it was, the Hebrews 6:19 verse. And I was like, it's an anchor.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where Anchored in
It
Hope
all came from.
came from. But I just wanted somewhere where clients could feel welcome and where they could feel like they were getting great services, but in a personal way.
Yeah.
More personalized care.
Yeah. And it wasn't going off of initiatives and other agendas, but just what's best for them.
Right. Like, oh, it's not billable.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a billable code, or oh, that that's not covered. So, and also where clinicians felt valued. I have worked several places where I, have said that's not really ethical to my license.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's been places where there's been multiple disciplinaries. So multiple license types.
Yeah.
I've been like, that's not really ethical to my license. And it's like, well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted a place where therapists could come and not have to worry about someone not having their back.
Yeah.
And that way they can give the best care possible to their client.
Right. So what has surprised you most about owning a business? Surprises at every turn, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what has surprised me most. Because I think that it's all just a big learning curve.
Yeah.
The predictability is difficult and challenging. And as soon as you think, it's kind of like parenting,
right?
I mean, as soon as you think, yeah, I got this, they enter into another developmental stage and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So I think that it's difficult, especially in a helping profession when it's not just product sell, right? There's so many layers to this business in particular, and it's not one that I would say even business consultants know well, because it doesn't go off of a standard setup.
Yeah. Have you tried to bring in people to consult and to speak into the business and found that it just wasn't?
I have consultants that helps me in the see the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
In like the financial setup of the company.
Yeah.
When you go to school, you're learning therapy.
Yes.
You're not learning business management. And when you step into this role, you know the provision of the product, the service, right? But you're not necessarily good at the other things.
Yeah. Because you're like, I just wanted to help people.
Right. Yeah. And now I'm, especially like a practice like this. And so I pay my therapist the most I can and keep very little margins for everything else, which means, pretty much I'm it.
Yeah.
For a lot of things.
Yeah.
So as far as like HR and accounting and landscaping and janitorial,
that's all me.
And content creation and social media and payroll. Yeah. So CEO, CFO, like all of that is just one person.
Yeah.
So,
and so many people can relate to that though.
Yeah.
They got into their business because they love what they do.
Right.
But all of those other things are essential. They're essential.
They are essential. Yeah. And what stinks, I think, is and it's like if you don't do it well, then hire someone who does. But when you're first starting out, your margins are for operating costs don't allow for that. Sometimes.
Yeah.
So you really do have to learn it, and sometimes you learn it wrong.
Right.
Because you're trying to teach yourself. And so there's a lot of growth.
Yeah. But you figure it out. And it's like you said, it's learning curves. You didn't know it until you know it. And then you move on from there.
Yeah. And I think that's where networking is really beneficial.
Yes. Yes.
Because you might not be able to hire that position, but you can go to a networking group and learn.
Yeah.
Learn from the people who do. So yeah, networking in the community and really just kind of diving in and learning those things.
Yeah. And not being afraid to ask for help when you need it. What lessons have you learned about leadership? Because you do have a big team.
Yes. The leadership lessons have been, they have been a bittersweet lesson, I would say in the beginning, when you're small, you're kind of all there, right?
Yeah.
And as you grow, I have had to learn the importance of boundaries, and the importance of being available to my team and being personable with my team, but not being friends.
Yeah. Well, sadly, I think that's it. You think that you can't. Not that you can't be friendly,
right?
But yes, there are levels, because while they just get to be themselves, you're switching between hats.
Yes. Yeah. And so then when it comes to, needing to talk hard topics or address an issue, it becomes more difficult.
Yeah.
And I am someone who does not relish in conflict.
What?
Or like to have hard conversations. So I am one of those that typically is like, oh, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
Right. And I take on too much, and then it's not good for anyone. So at that point, I think the biggest thing in leadership and in the position of leadership is to the boundaries of friendliness and being personable. The difficult thing too is like all for us, we are therapists at heart, and in compassion. So there's a lot of times where we've gone through, just as a business, from a business standpoint, just really difficult situations, and I've taken on a lot of personal sacrifice, because when you are responsible for the livelihood of other people, and you care about those people deeply, it's not just business,
Right.
It is personal. And I think that the line there is so difficult of like, how much sacrifice of myself do I give for others? And what's the boundary of being able to just step back from this?
Right.
So I think that's difficult as well.
Yeah.
So learning those boundaries with people, but also learning the boundary of yourself, because when you are a business owner, you've put so much into that business, right? So when you're building it, it's like the focus. I call it, I have 3 kids, but I call this my business baby.
Yes.
Anchored in Hope is known as my business baby. So I think that it does become a part of who you are, because it's so much of so many roles that you play, right? So it becomes enmeshed and entwined into your purpose and identity. I mean, like I always say, like, it sits at your dinner table with you.
Yep.
It is there in your thoughts at 2 a.m. When you're in the shower, you're thinking of it. So it's so much a part of all of that it can be really difficult to say, or for yourself to define a boundary of, this is personal time, this is family time, this is business time. Because pipe break, or the technology not working, or whatever it might be that is happening here at the building does not respect my family
No,
time.
it
Does
does
not
not.
respect that
Nope.
I'm on vacation.
Nope.
That's when it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's
It's
true.
right when you leave the state.
It's true.
So none of that is going to respect it. So you have to come up with ways that you can compartmentalize.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it sounds like it's not more of like figuring out, it's just more of a constant tension you have to carry of always like you're always going to be pulled in one way or another, whether it's personal, family, business, but just keeping that tension and knowing that it's there.
Yeah, I think that there are times where I just wish I was one of my clinicians.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're like, I wish I could just show up, do my work and go
do
home.
my note, go
Yeah.
home and get paid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you carry a lot, and that's where I think the saying, it's lonely at the top.
Yeah. Literally, I was thinking of that statement,
Yes.
like when you were talking.
Because it is. I mean, nobody is going to get it. I don't want anybody to have to get it. That's the privilege.
Yeah, it's a privilege
of working for someone else, right? And that's the privilege of not owning your own company.
Yeah.
There are benefits that come from owning your own company.
But it's a lot more. I mean,
but it's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot, especially when you are wearing so many hats and you are responsible for so many things. And then you have a life also, right? Like you have kids, you have your, family that you're coping and dealing with. And then on top of all of that, if you carry a caseload, so that you have clients and you have client care. And there's sometimes that, I am not available for something that might come up because I'm in a session.
Right.
So that's where delegating and having a couple roles that I have now has been amazingly helpful. And that is, I have a clinical lead, and she handles a lot of the staff needs. Yeah. In that way. And it's allowed me to step back. And I will say, I have stepped back from roles that I enjoyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't like the hard stuff. I want to be down in the lunchroom and being like, that's what, that's where my dopamine is, right? In the socializing and the doing for people. But I have had to learn, like, no one else is going to do the hard roles.
Yeah.
So it's better to have someone that they can go to for those things that can be personable and not have to do the other role, the hard part of that, right? So where they can go to get support without that person also having to be, well, let me give you support, but also we need to talk about this in a bigger way.
Yeah.
So I think it's been developing, and that position was developed from a learning situation.
Yeah.
Of, where I had to say I have to separate myself from being both.
Yes.
The good guy and the bad guy.
Yes. Yeah. You don't have someone else to partner with you on that.
Yeah.
Well, I think, but that's true. I mean, sometimes you don't know the needs until they show themselves and make themselves obvious, and then you can.
And that was in growth. I think that it became like we were small and didn't have these situations, and then we hit a growth point, like you said, a threshold where I was like, okay, there are a lot more personalities to manage here, and there's some, new challenges to manage here, and I need to take a step back from the closeness of my team.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say that to sound like I'm over here and the team is there. Like, I still enjoy my team. I'm still integrated within my team. I'm still personable with my team. But it's work related. And then, beyond that, like we aren't afraid to bring faith within this building, right? Yeah. So I have team members that have prayed for me. I have prayed for team members. So I feel like I have a vulnerability with them.
Yeah.
But I don't have an overshare.
Yeah.
Or that
it's really hard to, and I think that probably other business owners get in this predicament where they try to, share, to, relate and to level with people of like, I'm a human too, but it can bite you in the behind.
Yeah. So, I mean, just what comes to mind as an example of what I mean is, at our old location, we had a restaurant just right across the parking lot. And so I would go to lunch with who was available. And we did that often. And to me, it was seen as connection time.
Yeah.
And I think to team members who couldn't go or didn't want to go, it was seen as favoritism. Or if there was something that had to be done, it was, well, this person's going to receive more approval or favoritism.
Yeah.
Because of that. So it's like, do I want to go to lunch with people? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I have learned, like, sometimes you can encourage that and you should encourage that within your team.
Yeah.
But like, unless all can be there,
it's hard. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Because the way that it's perceived
yes.
by others, even though, it wasn't implemented in that way, the way that it can be perceived. And so it kind of becomes this, I feel like business, sometimes within leadership, what you feel is you're darned if you do and you're darned if you don't.
Yeah.
And so what you have to do is make sure that you are trying to make the best decision for the company.
Yeah.
And focusing on the company as a whole instead of on one individual.
Which is hard because, again, like you said, these people, their stories, like you care for them. But at the end of the day, you have to keep that in mind. You have to be thinking of the bigger picture. So business ownership is often talked about strategically, but not emotionally. But obviously, we're humans. We got a lot of emotions we're bringing into it, especially in this era, in this field. But what emotional struggles do you see business owners commonly face? I know you're out talking with other business owners as well, just different environments.
I think it's burnout.
Yes.
And just feeling constantly overwhelmed. I think business owners just carry more cortisol.
Well,
with us, because there is a lot on the line for us, right? So, but there's just a lot to every little thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know how to describe it. It's like you go and you just worked all day, but then you look at your to-do list and you're like, I didn't get any of that done.
Didn't touch it.
Like, how was I so busy all day? And what you think you're going to go in for today, it's like, okay, today I'm going to go in and I'm going to tackle these things. But none of that, ends up being tackled. So I think it's just feeling emotionally overloaded, carrying the responsibility for everything, like the people, the payroll, the outcomes, the reputation, and all the hats that you have to wear for that.
Yeah.
And then just never feeling, or rarely, I should probably say rarely feeling accomplished.
Yeah. Like the job is not done.
Yeah. And I think that the double-edged sword there is, for a lot of us, we are ADHD. A lot of entrepreneurs are ADHD. And so we really have to manage our love for shiny things.
Yes.
like the distraction.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what needs to get done. So, I think that within that, what I mean is we are high achieving people who have pretty high expectations. And I think that maybe what one person can call good.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's good. We are very much on to the next thing.
Right.
So maybe we never feel accomplished or achieved because we're always setting something else.
Yeah. You've got to have your eyes on the horizon.
Right. Yeah. So in that sense, there's a lot of burnout. Like we're exhausted because I don't know if my brain is ever quiet about what needs to happen within the business or what its needs are, what I need to do, what I didn't do, what I need to follow up with.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So, and then I think we struggle with resting without guilt.
Right. Yeah. I mean, maybe not everyone does, but I know I can relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can I sit here? Can I actually like turn it off?
Right.
Yeah.
Or I should be. I say we should on ourselves.
Oh yeah. I know, it was true.
I said should.
It's true though.
But yeah, like we totally should on ourselves. Like, well, I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And our self-care is low. And I think that when we say self-care, because people think pampering, right? Like I don't get pampered. My nails are not done. My toes are not done. I don't know when the last time my hair was trimmed. Okay. Like there's not that happening, but we need self-care in the sense of daily habits.
Right.
That we are able to routinely compartmentalize and say it's okay for me not to have my phone on for this hour.
Yeah.
Or it's okay for me to, set this boundary here or take a day off.
Yeah. What is that?
No, I'm joking. God forbid. God forbid. Then your inbox, like, it's like sometimes taking that day off is not worth it because then you have to catch up. But yeah, I think that, resting without guilt or finding ways to find your calm or center yourself is important.
Yeah.
Because when you are the deciding factor, the decision maker, do you really want that decision maker to be a hot mess all the time? Do we want the decision maker to be just constantly in survival mode?
Yeah.
No, we don't. We want a balanced, level-headed, rational decision maker.
Right.
So find a way to do that for yourself.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned like how burnout is so common with business owners. And I think the hard thing about burnout is once you hit it, it's hard to come back. Like it's more advantageous to see the signs and prevent yourself from getting there. Because I know for me, if I'm there, it's really hard to jump back, So what are some things that you think people could identify that are, hey, these are red flags, you're heading towards burnout, and you can't be out of commission for 3 weeks?
Right. I think if you're extra irritable. So I feel like a sign for burnout for me is when I'm not finding joy in the things that I typically find joy in.
Yeah.
Or when I get a text or email or phone call from a work-related colleague and I go, instead of like, hey, what's up? So I feel like that for me is a telltale sign of like, you need to take a step back, sister, because you are starting to not experience, you're starting to have negative feelings. And I also think that negative judgment for yourself. So when you start to notice that you're being ultra self-critical, or having someone in your life as accountability. Hey, you know what? Like, it seems like you're being really critical on yourself. Like, where's your burnout level?
Yeah.
Where's your burnout level? Because that's kind of like when I'm like, I just don't even want to today.
Yeah.
I don't want to adult. I don't want to adult today. Or, you know, just feeling like it's balanced, right? So you're always going to feel like, I don't even know. Right. But it's like, it's kind of like, the pull, you know, when you're just feeling like that. And for me, it's like internal tenseness.
Yeah.
That's when I know I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. And then once my give a darn is busted, like it's so busted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I have to intervene before I go, I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. Do whatever you want. Burn it all down. Whatever.
Feral children. I don't even care anymore. You know? So yeah, I think, you know, doing little things. I had to, so it's so silly and it's so small, but I had to buy different plugins, like the smell, the Febreze plugins for the office than I do my home. Even though I love the smell of like a particular one, I was smell is your strongest memory association.
Yeah.
So, you know, I bought 2 different ones.
That's
one
so
for my
interesting.
House, one for work, because you think, I love the smell, I want it at my office.
Right.
But then your body goes, I'm in work.
Yeah.
Kind of
your
like,
body can't chill.
No.
Like it. Yeah. That's so interesting.
So, I mean, like little things like that. I had to really just kind of distinguish, hey, like I need space here.
Yeah.
Or communicating to my team, like, hey, I have 3 kiddos. One is special needs. Like from the hours of this to this, I really need to be focused on them. You know, so, you know, but that also means that then from 9 p.m. to 11, I'm working.
Yeah.
So, I know I have learned to schedule emails.
Yes, I love that. I love that tool.
In text.
Yeah.
Because people will be like, why are you emailing me at 1 a.m.?
I know. I'm like, don't judge me.
Like,
do not judge me.
You don't have to. You really, truly don't have to answer it at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just that's when I'm working, which isn't healthy, right? Like, so, you know, ChatGPT has actually helped me a little bit come up with some sort of routine, right? Like, I just gave it the hours. Like, from this hour to this hour, I have to do these things. And it was like, oh, you can, here's a breakdown of your day.
Well, there you go.
Right?
That's awesome.
So it's like, I don't know if I will be able to focus on that, but it's going to help me at least not have to be up till 11. Or if you're up till midnight, 1, doing it this night, then give yourself a break. Yes. Don't do that every night.
Right.
Like sometimes that's needed, yes, but not all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to put those boundaries on yourself.
Yeah, because no one else is going to put them on you.
No, they are going to
pull.
Yeah, and they are going to squeeze that lemon.
Yes.
And get, you know, unfortunately, so you really, it's a lot. I would say business ownership has taught me more about myself than it has anything else.
That's interesting. What are some things that it's taught you about yourself?
That I'm a people pleaser.
You didn't think you were before?
No, I knew I was, but like
just to the max.
To the max. Like even in the sense of like leadership and being able to I kind of call it a bit of codependency in leadership, wanting your people to be happy, right?
Yeah.
So you sacrifice your own needs so that they are happy, and sometimes that's necessary, but sometimes it's out of codependency. And so I've really had to kind of check myself and go, okay, is this my monkey to be my circus, or is this a monkey you created?
Yeah,
that's
so good. That's so good, because there's some people you could do everything and it's not going to make them happy.
No, you could put all the policies in place. This person doesn't like it. You know, okay, well, let's problem solve around that.
Yeah.
I've also learned delegation, which I'm not good at. I am from a long line of women who just do it ourselves, right?
Yes.
So, I'm not very good at delegation, but I have learned to be, to ask for help, to accept help, and, I, you know, learned to recognize what you're not good at,
Mm,
so that you can put systems in place or
yeah.
people in place for that and focus on what you are good at,
Yeah.
because your business is going to thrive when you are being utilized in the ways that you are created to, your strengths
Yeah.
and your passions. And the burnout comes in the things that you don't like to do.
Yeah.
I don't like accounting.
And you're like, let me just put it out there. I don't like it.
Like, and I used to go 3-4 months without categorizing in my
yeah. And then you're like,
QuickBooks.
ugh.
So hiring a bookkeeper was like the best decision for me.
I think you're the third person I've talked to recently that has said something along those lines of someone that's helping them with
Yeah.
those kind of tasks of like, why didn't I do that sooner?
Right. Yeah. Because I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like having someone who does that, it's like that's now time that I don't have to dedicate
Yeah.
to something I don't like.
Mhm.
That is just like for me.
Yeah.
So so I can use that time elsewhere. Yeah. So, there's a lot that is there's a lot of learning within it. Learning about yourself and what you want to prioritize.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then handle how you handle stress and how you handle the valleys as well
Yes.
as the mountains, right?
Yes.
Like how you handle hardships and how flexible you are and able to say, well, we tried it, it's not working.
Mhm.
Or hey, like I had that amazing idea. Do you remember when I like told you it was going to be amazing? It's not amazing. It's not working. It's not working. We're going to pivot.
Yeah.
And kind of knowing when and how to do that.
Yeah.
I think that as much as you want something to work, you have to recognize when it's not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that can be hard.
That's hard. That's super hard. Especially when you're like, well, maybe if,
or it's only because, or it just didn't work because of this.
Right.
And it's like, it's not working. Like at
Yeah.
what point in time do you pull the
Yeah.
plug on that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think just self-awareness.
Self-awareness. That's very true. We all need more of that. What does healing look like for an overwhelmed business owner? Therapy? It's a shameless plug, but also real.
So have you ever heard of Brene Brown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have some of her quotes in front of me just because I love her, and she has the book Daring to Lead, which is all about leadership vulnerability. It says vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up when you can't control the outcome.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, it's staying real and staying grounded and leaning on support and learning to say no.
Yeah.
Have been, really big for me. Because I'm a yes.
People pleaser.
Yeah. Or you just, out of compassion and desire,
Yeah.
you just want to meet a need.
Yeah.
And I think that especially, for those who have, the spiritual gift of encouragement, you want to meet a need. And so you just compassionately have a desire to help and to serve. But when that helping and serving is at the sacrifice of something, right, you have to weigh that. And so there are times where I've been like, you know what, my calendar can't take one more thing. I really can't. Like if I take on one more thing, I'm I'm gonna go check
Yeah.
myself in and get evaluated for sanity, right? Because I don't know, how many times have you heard, how do you get it all done?
Yeah, you're
How
like,
do
what are
you
you talking
do it
about?
all?
What are you talking
How
about?
do you do it all? I don't know how you do it all. I'm like, there's not an option for not,
Yeah.
right? So you kind of get in this role of like, I can do all things, but you don't have to.
No.
So learning to say no, and prioritizing the things that your energy does need to go towards has been important.
Yeah. Well, and I've heard it said many times, when you're saying yes to one thing, you are saying no to something else.
Mm-hmm.
So if the people pleaser part of you is like, I can just say yes, you are saying no to someone or something.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't realize it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So what advice would you give business owners trying to carry everything alone?
There's no rest for the weary. It's really not for the faint of heart, but I would say don't.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
Now.
Stop now.
At least in the sense of like, if you have to carry the business alone, that's fine.
Right.
Right. But don't carry the emotional magnitude of it alone.
Yeah.
Like, have a tribe, have a support system, have someone who gets it. And if you don't, get involved in, the Tulsa area. Yeah, I say Tulsa Bong, but people don't know. But it's business owner network group.
Yeah, get in network groups.
Yeah, get in some kind of network groups, private practice owner groups, support groups of people who get it, or people who have been there and gone, okay, don't reinvent the wheel.
Yes.
Like, I've been there and here's what we did, or here's a strategy for that, because you are rarely the first.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we feel like it.
Yeah. And sometimes we feel alone.
Yeah.
But we're not, or we don't have to be. And
right.
It can be really difficult to have that vulnerability, right? Of like showing up and saying, this isn't working,
Mhm.
or I'm drowning, or this isn't everything that I thought it was going to be. And being able to allow yourself the vulnerability of acknowledging that
Mhm.
and sharing that, then you get the support and the outcome can look better. It's kind of like, have you heard that, what's it called? Old story. But it's like a guy's on a boat, right?
Like a he's on a boat by himself and
yeah, and he's like sinking, and a guy comes along, someone comes along.
Yep.
And they're like, hey,
Yeah.
climb on board. And he's like, no, the Lord will
Lord's to save me. Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be in your boat alone.
Yeah.
Like, allow people to step in or see in.
Mhm.
Sometimes that's what I meant with my financial advisor, of like not being able to see the forest through the trees.
Yeah.
It's because when I closed on this building, and it took everything to get this building.
Yeah.
Right. So when I closed on this building, that very day, our clearinghouse, which is who we send insurance claims through, was attacked with ransom, like a ransom attack.
Oh
and
my
so
goodness.
what happened was they froze the clearinghouse, so you could not send insurance claims, and insurance claims could not be paid to you.
Oh my
That
goodness.
happened the day I
Oh
closed on
my
this building.
word.
And for months, we went without a way to be paid.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And from that, like, exhausted all my resources to get through that. And well, as far as closing on the building,
Yeah.
and then to get through that. And then it's like, now I can't see the forest through the trees on, in that situation of like,
Yeah.
how do I create sustainability after everything has been depleted.
Right.
Like, how do I get back to where it was?
Yeah.
And it's a slow climb. It's a very slow climb, but we made it through where a lot of practices had to close their doors, right? So, I would say it's kind of like in those situations where you're like, I'm going to find out who I am right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I'm going to find out the kind of leader I am. My team knew how hard that was.
Yeah.
Like, I was very transparent with them about here's what happened. And here's, I don't want anybody to have to go without a paycheck. I mean, I went without one so that everybody else could have one. But it's like, I don't want that for anybody. Here's what we're dealing with. So, this is a team problem solving thing.
Yeah.
What workarounds are we going to do? How are we going to get these claims out to get the money in? And then beyond all that, how are we going to recover?
Yeah.
For sustainability.
Yeah.
So I think, during that time, had I not had a support system, a tribe, someone who gets it.
Yeah.
Because I have a husband. He didn't get it.
He loves you.
He loves me.
He knew that it was bad.
Yeah. But he didn't get in. He doesn't know insurance.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what a clearinghouse is. He doesn't. Yeah. He's like, just send the claim, like get the money. And so it's like, having a network of providers or professionals, other clinics, owners, and learning from them. What are you doing?
Right.
Them learning from you. All of that was very helpful. And then being able to say, okay, now what do? I need to seek out someone for this. And then having that network or having that support group gives you resources for who to seek out.
Right.
Or reputable people, professionals that can help in those situations. So I just say, don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone.
Don't do it.
There you are.
Yeah.
Well, this one question I always like to ask before we close is, what is something you do not have fully figured out yet, but you're choosing to build through anyway?
Wow. I don't hesitate because my hesitation in answering this is not because I can't think of anything. It's because I can't think of one thing.
The one thing, yeah. You're like, still doing it.
I'm still doing it. I would say, I don't have the balance figured out yet.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever get that figured out, really. I don't know.
Right.
If you could.
Yeah.
Because life is always changing too.
Right.
Especially with kids.
Yeah. And like even just this profession there's an ebb and flow. I think that knowing your ebb and flows is really helpful because then like, hey, we're coming up in the holiday months and the holiday months have a lot of cancellations and people get, so it's kind of like knowing your market's ebb and flows is really helpful to be able to predict how much of you is going to be needed. It's just like accountants who are like, hey, guess what? Don't ask me for anything from this month to this month out. It's tax season. Yeah. Right. It's kind of like that. It's like from this month to this month, I know I'm going to need to up my marketing here or decrease my costs for this.
Yeah.
And being able to have the insight and foresight for that. But the balance, I think, is something I don't know that I have figured out, that and the maybe the our business is so different, right? So in service-based professions, I think we never are able to have it figured out.
Yeah.
Because needs and market is always changing. Yeah. So it's not just like this is an amazing product, push it, right? So it's ever changing. And especially So hiring in our particular field is difficult in the sense that, if we were to lose a therapist and this percentage of our operating costs are utilized from that therapist's billing, and that therapist is leaving, you lose that.
Yes.
And you don't just hire someone the next day.
Right.
Because then you have credentialing for insurance companies. And to get someone onboarded is a 3 to 5 month process.
Oh my goodness.
For credentialing.
So you want to keep your therapist.
And for insurance credentialing. So, and it's not just like, oh, we lost that therapist in caseload, because you have the referrals coming in to replace that.
Right.
It's like having someone who's now credentialed with you on these insurance panels, or, if they're already credentialed, that's one thing. If they're not already credentialed, it's a lot longer of a process. So it is, it's being able to absorb or plan for or have a big enough margin that those situations don't hit you as hard.
Yeah. Well, and the next person might have to do some building,
right,
to build their clientele back up.
Right. And so I think that, it's not getting complacent.
Yeah, you've always got to be building.
Always got to be building. Or preparing.
Yeah.
For the shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Which is, doesn't sound fun, does it? Well, no. But it's a part of it.
Yeah. Okay, well, tell everyone where they can connect with you online, learn about Anchored in Hope online, and even the nonprofit that you mentioned, all of the things. Where can they find you?
At Anchored in Hope Therapy.com. It's the longest ever, but it is Anchored in Hope Therapy.com is our website, or you can follow our socials. We are on Facebook and Instagram. And everything that you would need to find elsewhere, like there's a link for Enduring Hope from the Anchored in Hope website. And if you browse around on that, or upcoming, we're going to be having some groups. We have some kids groups during the summer. We do some events that are kind of fun. So if you follow socials, they're always posted there. And you can read about our team or any of our articles or content. Simon's book.
Simon has a book.
Simon has a book.
Don't they have their own Instagram or some TikTok?
They have
or something?
TikTok.
They have their own TikTok account.
Do.
You need to, if you're on TikTok, you need to follow them.
I need to do better about that. It's like one of the many things that I'm not very good at. I say people can probably tell I'm ADHD because there will be like 3 new posts in a day and then like nothing for 3 weeks. So, but yes, they do have a TikTok, and it's like Shiloh and Simon. But yeah, so Simon has a book. It's for kids. It's therapy based, but it just follows Simon through his journey on the forest. But he's teaching.
And did you write it?
Mm-hmm. So he is teaching coping skills.
Is it where can you get that on Amazon?
Yeah. So it's available on our website, and it's available on Amazon, Walmart, Target, and Barnes and Noble.
That's awesome. I love that so much. I love the story. I love the connection. I'm all about that.
So this one is called Simon Says Go Slow. But our next, he has Simon Says.
It's a series.
It is a series.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So he has a Simon Says Merry Christmas.
Oh.
But the next one is Simon Says Goodnight. So it's going to be on how to shut our brains off at night.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I love this so much.
Yeah.
The sky's the limit with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So smart.
It's fun.
Simon Says. I love it. Ah. Okay. Well, that's it for this session of The Back Office. If this conversation gave you clarity, a new angle, or even just a reminder that you're not the only one navigating this, than it did its job. Take what's useful, apply it, move on it, and remember, no one has it figured out, but we are building anyway. And if you found this valuable, share it with another operator who's also building. And you can always hang out with us in between sessions at Signify Marketing Social. I'm Delana Dillon, and we will see you next time.